Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I am here to speak only on behalf of myself, but as some of you may know, I am an occupier, and I have slept on the steps of City Hall. City Manager Mark Ott has indicated he supports Occupy Austin's legitimate political protest, but is confused when a movement against corporate greed and corruption has to do with homelessness or the physical 24/7 occupation of City Hall. I want to today succinctly explain. 1, the collusion between government and the top 1.1% who own 43% of this country's wealth is the problem. 2, homelessness is a symptom of that problem. And 3, the occupation is our solution. Why do we call ourselves an occupation? Because we occupy a space, we politicize a space, and with our bodies, the only resource left to us, we use that space to demand redress for our legitimate political grievances. We do this by physically holding and taking a space, as was done in Egypt. Tahrir Square protesters were successful in removing the Mubarak regime. We stand in solidarity with them and with occupiers around the country and around the world. We understand that physically coming together to share our stories, our grievances, our solutions, and above all, our laughter and our labor is the process that occupiers use to bring about change. We have working groups in General Assembly, but by occupying, we come together, building local, social capital that unites and binds us. We fall in love with the movement, and in some cases with each other. We need an occupation to have a voice, and the least economically advantaged of all our society came together to give us that voice with the one asset that is still left to them, time and our bodies. For exactly 120 days, we reminded you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 60 minutes an hour, the ironies of the system. Out-of-work architects protesting next to homeless outside City Hall about our fundamentally flawed economic system. For 120 days, we politicized that space. Now, some may see it as cleaner and more orderly, but I see it as barren. If Thomas Hobbes were here today, he would say, the sovereign always does what is in his best interest. Why does this surprise you? A government by the people and for the people will always risk becoming a government of some people and for some other people. Since all people are greedy and selfish on Hobbes' view, they use their power to pass laws that are in their own best interest. They buy media and lobbyists and lawyers and private prisons, gated communities, the works. Occupy asks, who is the sovereign? The real sovereign is the 0.1% in this country who own 43% of the wealth. They have used this wealth to pass laws in their own best interest that damage our environment, impoverish us, legitimate unjust wars, damage and undermine our food supply, undermine spending on domestic infrastructure, and threaten our national security. All of us in this room, to put it bluntly, work for the company store and buy from the company store. The 0.1% control a large enough share of the market to sway conditions as they please, from potato farmer who grows the potatoes to the prison worker who buys them.
Thank you.